Welcome back to our continuing coverage of AU football. We have reached halftime here in Owensboro between the Eagles and the Kentucky Wesleyan Panthers. It's time for our Eagles Profile segment, and for that, we welcome in redshirt freshman Damien Johnson Jr., cornerback on the AU defense, the current GMAC Special Teams Player of the Week after his blocked punt and touchdown last week at Northwood. And Damien, we'll get to that big play in a minute, but I want to welcome you to our broadcast. We appreciate the chance to talk with you. And, boy, that was a big win against the Timberwolves. They had been undefeated, and it allows you guys to jump out to a 2-0 start in the conference. How did you feel overall about the effort and what it meant to this football team?
Yes, we felt great. We came in knowing nothing was going to be easy. They 3-0 over there. Them guys was 3-0 over there. We never overlook our opponents. So we came in, we just excited. We all played with fire. We came out with the win.
What did you think was the real difference in that ball game when you looked at the way it all played out? Because there weren't any, big flashy offensive plays, but it was sort of a grinded out kind of a victory.
Yeah, yes, it was. We did pretty great, staying together, because it was a close game. And, our coaches always teach us special teams matters. And that one special team play, that all of us, we all did our job, and we completed it, and, it changed the game.
Well, it's a special team play we won't soon forget. I know you won't forget it. It resulted in your first college touchdown. So the Eagles are down 3-0 late first quarter. They're punting from around a 40-yard line or 45. You're on the punt block team, and, well, you went in there unblocked. You got the block, and fortunately the ball bounced right to you, and you were able to sprint in for the touchdown. Take me back through the whole play and kind of what you were seeing and maybe what you were keying on and how it all worked out.
Yes, sir. So we went out there the first time. I blocked the punt on the second time we went out there, but the first time we did a stunt twist, so we just wanted to get a feel of them, see how they block their schemes. And we noticed, me and Jeff Simpson, we noticed that they wouldn't block me if I just went straight. So we told Coach Orsini, and he made the adjustment for us. And we did it. Then we got the block. And then Jesus gave me an opportunity to pick the ball up and take it to the end zone.
Damien, you're a redshirt freshman, but you've played enough football to know that ball bounces lots of different ways when things like that happen. And, boy, it was just fortuitous that you were able to scoop it up. And I guess crossing the goal line right there is a feeling that you'll never forget and you wish you could live again.
Yeah, yes, sir. It's one of the best feelings ever, especially after being my first touchdown. All I could do is celebrate with my team, and that's what I did.
All right, so you go back a week against Hillsdale right here at home on the sideline across from where we're sitting right now. You had your first college interception, and that play came late in the ball game when Hillsdale was trying to formulate a comeback in that game, and it kind of sealed it for the Eagles. And that's a play that really made a big difference in that game. I'm sure that was enjoyable as well.
Yes, sir. Our Coach Rose always tell us to make the last play, and that's what we went out there and did. We made the last play. We got off the field. Our offense took it from there, need the ball, ended the game.
You fit so well into this defensive backfield and special teams as well, Damien, and you're making contributions where you're asked. And, we've seen a lot over the years of players who really have a chance to kind of make a name for themselves on the special teams unit. And I'm sure that's something you take very seriously, right?
Yes, sir. Especially for me coming in my freshman year. My coach in high school always told me to always get on special teams. Make that the first thing I get on. And I came out here, and the first thing I actually started on was punt block. And I came out there, got after it, came back the next year after my red shirt, and finally got a block.
All right, we're visiting with Damien Johnson Jr. He's number 9 on the AU defense, plays the position of cornerback. It is halftime, and we'll continue our conversation in just a moment. You're listening to AU football here on Fox Sports 1340. Continuing our conversation with Damien Johnson Jr. He is a redshirt freshman out of the great city of Akron, Ohio, attended Bucknell High School, and now starring on that AU Special Teams unit, GMAC Special Teams Player of the Week after the punt block against Northwood. Damien, take me back to the beginning and sort of how you got started in athletics and what got you out on the football field originally.
So I always was my dad was always a big football fan. So I was a Browns fan growing up. So watching them from the age 4, that's when I started Pee Wee. Actually, at the age of 5, I started. And, me watching the Browns, I used to cry over them games just because, we used to lose. And, it got me into football. That made me start playing football. And I actually started when I was 5. Yes, sir.
Did you have a favorite player on the Browns growing up during that era?
Josh Gordon.
Okay.
Josh Gordon was my favorite player. And my current favorite player right now is Denzel Ward.
Well, you went on to then play at Bucknell, and you played multiple sports there. I know you were part of a championship basketball program there, as well as starring on the football field. But Bucknell's had a great athletic tradition for many, many decades. Damien, how was that experience for you going through that program, and kind of how it formed who you are today?
Yes, I actually learned a lot, especially coming up here to college from high school. My coach always taught us discipline in high school. Discipline. Listen to your coaches. Do what you do. Make sure everything is good, So me transitioning, it was easy for me, but I won't say it's easy because, it's college, but it was easy discipline-wise. Coming here, focus, listen to coach, and yeah.
Did you have any particular game or experience during your high school football career that stands out?
I loved all my high school games, but I will say my last high school game against Canton South, we came up short, 27-26 off a blocked field goal, actually. And yeah, I would say that game, that was probably one of the best games I played in because the energy was so high for the game to be so close in the second round. So yeah.
There's nothing like the Friday night lights in Ohio, right?
Facts. Facts.
All right, so then you get recruited and you're thinking about where you might want to play in college. Talk about that process and what put it into AU's corner to get you here on campus.
Oh, yes, sir. So I actually got the offer 24 hours before I committed here. I think it was the Kent South game. The day after the Kent South game, I came up here for a visit, and I loved everything about it, from the indoor, academics, food, people, community. I just loved it a lot. So it came in, and that once I came in, they brought me in as a brotherhood, and I love it very much.
Well, last thing, Damien, tell the folks what you're studying here at Ashland University and some of your academic interests and what you hope to do maybe long-term once your football career is over.
I don't know what I want to do long-term, but right now I'm in sports management, so I'm thinking about changing it right now, but I don't know. I might stick it. It depends on how tough it get or it just depends. But right now I'm in sports management.
Well, you got a lot of time to figure those things out and answer those questions, Damien. But in the meantime, I want to thank you for joining us here today. Congratulations again on a great game against Northwood and that great punt block. We hope you get many more of those before it's all over.
Thanks.
Wish you good health, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, that is Damien Johnson Jr. joining us here on our halftime show. Please stay tuned. We'll have more coming up from Owensboro, Kentucky, including a look at the first half stats. You're listening to AU Football on the home of the Eagles.